Picture this: a foggy London morning, centuries ago. The air is thick with coal smoke and the smell of wet wool. A shop door creaks open, and inside the walls glitter. Not with cash, but with something better: promise. Gold rings and silver cups catch the candlelight. And behind a heavy oak counter, locked with iron, sits something far more valuable than jewelry: trust. Centuries ago, before skyscrapers and credit cards, having money was a real problem. Gold was heavy. Gold was tempting. And gold had a nasty habit of getting stolen. So when merchants and nobles needed a safe place to stash their coins, they went to the one person who was already surrounded by precious metal and thick locks: the goldsmith. Goldsmiths were craftsmen, not financiers. Their hands shaped crowns and chalices, not economic systems. But completely by accident, they stumbled into inventing the backbone of modern banking. Welcome to Behind the Money. We're here to decode the financial world, revealing the stories, the systems, and the power plays that define our modern era. If you've ever wondered about the real story behind wealth and influence, you're in the right place. Subscribe now, and let's uncover these secrets together. You'll never look at money the same way again. At first, the deal was simple. A merchant would bring a pouch of coins to a goldsmith's shop for safekeeping. The goldsmith would weigh the coins, check their purity, and lock them away in a strong box. In return, the depositor got a handwritten receipt describing the gold stored. That receipt was supposed to be boring, just a claim ticket. But humans are never good at leaving well enough alone. Over time, something curious happened. Merchants realized they didn't actually need to get their gold back to do business. Instead of hauling heavy coins through muddy streets, they could just hand over the receipt. If everyone trusted the goldsmith, then everyone trusted the paper. And just like that, a piece of parchment quietly became money. This was the first big twist. The receipts started to circulate, passing from hand to hand as payment. The gold stayed locked away, untouched, while the paper did all the work. And then the goldsmiths noticed something even stranger. On most days, almost no one came to withdraw their gold. Deposits piled up, but withdrawals only trickled out. The vaults stayed full. That observation sparked a brilliant and dangerous idea. What if, the goldsmith wondered, not all the gold needed to just sit there? What if some of it could be lent out? Carefully, quietly, for a fee. This was the second twist, and the birth of what we now call fractional reserve banking. Goldsmiths started lending out portions of the gold people had deposited, while always keeping enough on hand to cover the usual daily withdrawals. They charged interest on these loans, earning money not from their craft, but from time and trust. And it worked. Most of the time, as long as depositors didn't all show up at once demanding their gold, the system held up. The goldsmith now wore a second hat. He was a banker. This wasn't regulated or even fully understood. It just spread because it was profitable. More receipts were written than there was gold in the vault. Loans expanded. The same pile of gold was now supporting way more economic activity than before. Money had been created out of pure confidence. But confidence is fragile. When rumors spread that a goldsmith had lent out too much, panic would erupt. Depositors would rush the shop, all demanding their gold at once. The vaults would empty, and those paper receipts would become worthless. We call these bank runs today, and they were terrifying back then. They could ruin families, businesses, and entire towns. Eventually, governments took notice. Kings and parliaments realized that whoever controlled money controlled power. They started licensing banks, regulating reserves, and later creating central banks to backstop the whole system. But the fundamental DNA of banking remained the same. Modern banks still operate on that very same principle, discovered by accident in a dusty goldsmith shop. Most people won't ask for all their money at the same time. Your paycheck, your savings account, your mortgage, all of it traces its lineage back to a man with a vault, a quill pen, and a dangerous realization. The world didn't just wake up one day and invent banking. It drifted into it, slowly, casually, almost carelessly. And that's the unsettling part. The entire global financial system supporting trillions of dollars grew from a quiet assumption made centuries ago that our trust in the system would always hold. Because in the end, money has never really been about gold. It's always been about belief. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more hidden histories.